Welcome back to Talk About It in English. Let's get you ready for Monday morning. It is 8:55 a.m. You are standing by the coffee machine. Your colleague looks at you and asks the scariest question of the week. So, do anything fun this weekend? Your brain freezes. You watched Netflix for 15 hours. You wore pajamas for 2 days. You cannot say that. It sounds lazy. So you just say, "It was good," and look at the floor.
I used to invent fake hobbies just to have something to say on Mondays. I would tell people I went hiking when really I just slept until noon. I thought my real life was too boring for English conversation.
Today, we are giving you a 3-step script to make your lazy weekend sound confident, relaxing, and totally relatable.
It is actually funny when you think about it. We spend so much time studying English vocabulary for things we almost never do. We learn the words for scuba diving, or mountain climbing, or sightseeing. But we do not learn the words for what we actually do, which is lying on the sofa and scrolling through our phones.
Exactly, and that creates a gap. You have a reality, which is resting, and you have a vocabulary, which is adventure. When they do not match, you panic.
And that panic leads to the worst possible answer you can give, the conversation killer.
The classic, "It was good."
Oh, I hate "it was good." It is technically correct grammar, but socially it is a disaster.
Right. If I ask you, "James, how was your weekend?" and you say, "It was good," and then you stop talking, what am I supposed to do?
You have nowhere to go. There is no information. It is like a wall.
It feels like you are pushing me away. It feels like you are saying, "Stop talking to me, Lily."
But the problem is, I might actually want to talk to you. I just do not think you want to hear that I ate cereal for dinner 2 nights in a row. I feel boring.
That is the big secret, James. Everyone is boring, especially on Monday mornings.
That is true. Most adults are tired.
If you tell me you climbed Mount Everest, I might be impressed, but I cannot relate to you. But if you tell me you did absolutely nothing because you were exhausted, I relate to that instantly.
It creates a connection.
Exactly. So we need to stop trying to be interesting and start trying to be relatable. We are going to teach you the lazy weekend formula. It has 3 steps.
Step 1 is the qualifier. Step 2 is the tiny detail. And step 3 is the restoration frame.
Let's start with step 1, the qualifier. This is all about one magic little word.
Just. J-U-S-T.
This word is a superhero for English learners. When you use just before you describe your activity, you are lowering the expectations of the listener.
It signals to the other person, hey, do not get excited. This is a small story.
Right. Compare these 2 sentences. James, say "I stayed home" without the word just.
I stayed home.
That sounds a bit serious, maybe a bit defensive. Like, "I stayed home, do you have a problem with that?"
It feels heavy. Now let me try it with the magic word. I just stayed home.
Do you hear the difference? It sounds lighter. It sounds casual.
I just stayed home. It feels like I am shrugging my shoulders.
That is exactly the vibe we want. You are telling the truth, but you are packaging it as a simple, relaxed choice.
So instead of saying, I did nothing, which sounds negative,
You say, "I just took it easy."
I just took it easy. That is a great phrase. It sounds intentional. I did nothing sounds like I failed to do something. I took it easy sounds like I made a smart decision to relax.
Another good one is, "I just chilled out."
I just chilled out. Very natural. Or even, I just pottered around the house.
Oh, pottered around is very British, James.
I know, but I love it. It means doing little jobs, maybe watering a plant, moving a book, making tea. Not real work, just moving slowly.
It is a great verb, but for our A2 or B1 learners, "I just took it easy" or "I just stayed in" are perfect.
So that is step 1. Start your sentence with I just and a simple verb.
Now, if you stop there, it is better than "it was good," but it is still a little short.
I just stayed in. It is okay, but it doesn't give me much to hold on to.
Exactly. You need to give the listener a hook, something they can imagine. This brings us to step 2, the tiny detail.
The mistake people make here is thinking the detail has to be big.
Right. They think they need to say, "I watched a documentary about the history of the Roman Empire."
Too much pressure. The detail should be tiny. It should be one specific thing you did, ate, or watched.
Let's talk about TV, because that is what 90% of us do on weekends. Instead of saying, "I watched TV," say what you watched.
I just stayed in and watched Stranger Things.
Perfect. Now I have a hook. I can say, oh, I love that show, or is that the scary one? We have a conversation started.
What if I watched something embarrassing, like reality TV?
Even better, that is even more relatable. I just stayed in and watched 3 hours of cooking shows.
I would definitely respond to that. I would ask, did they make anything good?
Exactly. By giving one tiny specific detail, you invite the other person in.
What if I didn't watch TV? What if I literally just slept and did laundry?
Then mention the laundry. I just stayed in and finally finished my laundry.
That works because everyone hates laundry. I can say, oh man, I need to do mine too.
See? Connection. You are
Bonding over chores. It is much better than pretending you went to a museum. If you tell me you went to a museum, I feel like I have to ask intelligent questions about art. If you tell me you did laundry, we can just complain together.
which is the highest form of friendship.
So, step 2 is name one specific thing. One show, one chore, one meal.
I just stayed in and ordered a pizza.
I just took it easy and played video games.
I just stayed home and caught up on sleep.
Oh, caught up on. That is a really useful phrasal verb for this topic.
Yes, to catch up on something means to do something you are behind on. If you haven't slept enough all week, you catch up on sleep.
If you haven't seen the latest episodes of a show, you catch up on the show.
If you have a messy house, you catch up on housework.
It implies you were busy before and now you are fixing it. It makes you sound responsible, even if you are just sleeping.
Exactly. So we have step 1, the just qualifier. Step 2, the tiny detail. Now we need step 3 to wrap it up perfectly.
Step 3 is the restoration frame.
This is where you tell the listener how you feel about your lazy weekend.
And this is where most learners go wrong. They feel guilty. They say, I just slept, so I was lazy.
And they make a sad face. When you make a sad face, you make me feel awkward. I feel like I have to cheer you up.
We want to frame this negatively into a positive. You weren't lazy, you were recharging.
Exactly. You want to show that you are happy about your choice.
So instead of I was lazy, what do I say?
You say, it was exactly what I needed.
It was exactly what I needed. I love that sentence. It is strong. It says, I know myself, I was tired, I fixed it.
Another good one is, it was really nice to do nothing.
It was really nice to do nothing.
Or, I feel much better now.
This changes the whole energy of the interaction. If you say, I just slept, I am so lazy, I see you as a low-energy person. If you say, I just slept, it was exactly what I needed, I see you as a person who takes care of themselves.
And it gives me permission to say, oh, I am jealous. I wish I had done that.
It frames doing nothing as a luxury.
Let's put the whole formula together. I want to hear how it sounds in a full flow.
Okay. Qualifier plus detail plus restoration.
Scenario. It is Monday morning. I am your boss or your colleague. Hey, James, how was your weekend? Up to anything exciting?
Honestly, not really. I just stayed in and caught up on the office. It was exactly what I needed.
That was perfect. It was honest, it had a specific hook, the office, and it ended on a positive note.
And it took about 10 seconds to say.
And how do you feel saying it?
I feel relaxed. I don't feel like I am trying to impress you.
And as a listener, I feel totally comfortable. I can now ask you, oh, which season are you watching? Or I can say, that sounds amazing. I was running around all weekend and I am exhausted.
We are having a real conversation.
Let's try another one. Imagine you didn't watch TV. Imagine you just slept.
Okay.
So, James, how was your weekend?
I just took it easy. I slept for like 10 hours on Saturday. It was glorious.
Glorious. Nice word.
I wanted to emphasize how good the sleep was.
And again, it works. I am not judging you. I am probably envious.
The key really is that final sentence, the restoration frame. If you leave that off, it sounds a bit empty.
It is the bow on the present. It tells the listener how to react. If you say, it was great, I know I should say, that's good. If you say, I was lazy, I don't know what to say.
It gives me control over the narrative.
Narrative is a fancy word for story. You are controlling the story of your weekend. You are the author. You are writing a story about a person who successfully rested.
I like that. The successful rester.
Now, there is one small trap inside this formula we should mention.
What is that?
The risk of oversharing.
Ah, right. The tiny detail needs to remain tiny.
Yes. Sometimes when learners realize they can talk about their boring weekend, they get too excited and list everything.
I just stayed home. I woke up at 9, then I had toast, then I watched YouTube, then I went to the bathroom, then I looked at the window.
And the listener's eyes glaze over. We stop listening.
The rule is, pick one thing.
Just one. Even if you did 10 things, pick the most relatable one.
Food is usually the safest bet. Everyone eats.
I just hung out at home and made a massive pot of spaghetti.
Perfect. I just chilled and ordered Indian food. Done. You don't need to tell me about the toast you had for breakfast.
Unless the toast was amazing.
I just ate the best toast of my life. Okay, now I am listening again. You know, there is another reason this formula is so powerful. It helps with the Sunday scaries.
The Sunday scaries?
You know that feeling on Sunday night when you start dreading Monday morning? You get anxious about work, and you also get anxious about people asking you what you did.
Yes, the pressure to have a good answer can actually ruin your Sunday night.
Exactly. If you spend Sunday night worrying, oh no, I did nothing, what will I tell Lily? Then you aren't actually relaxing.
But if you have this script in your pocket,
You can relax. You know exactly what you are going to say. I just took it easy. You are prepared.
that is a huge part of fluency. Confidence comes from preparation.
If you memorize this pattern, you never have to fear Monday morning small talk again.
Before we practice some more variations, I want to take a second to talk to you, the listener.
We are building these scripts because we know how hard it is to move from textbook English to real person English.
If you want to turn these everyday moments, like being lazy or being late or ordering coffee, into clear, natural English lessons, make sure you subscribe to the channel.
We choose one specific topic every week and break it down just like this, so you always have something new to talk about.
Click that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. Okay, James, I want to throw a curveball at you.
I am ready.
What if the weekend was actually bad?
Oh, like not just lazy, but actually unpleasant.
Yeah, maybe you were sick, or maybe you had to work.
That is a reality too. And it was good is definitely a lie in that case.
So how do we adapt the formula?
Well, step one changes slightly. We drop the just. Just implies it was a choice. If you were sick, it wasn't a choice.
Good point. So be direct.
Yeah, honestly, it was a bit rough.
A bit rough. That is a great phrase for A2 B1 learners. It means not good, but it's gentle.
Honestly, it was a bit rough. I was sick all weekend.
And then step 3, the restoration frame doesn't work here.
No, you can't say it was exactly what I needed if you had the flu.
So we need a survival frame.
Exactly. Something like, but I'm happy to be back. Or, but I'm feeling better now.
Or simply, but I'm glad it's over.
I am glad it's over. That is a very honest answer.
And again, it bonds you with the colleague. They will feel sympathy. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
What if you had to work?
Honestly, it was pretty busy. I had to work on Saturday.
And the closing?
But at least I got a lot done.
That is the positive spin.
Or, but I'm going to rest tonight.
It's the same principle. Truth plus detail plus spin.
But let's go back to the boring weekend, because that is the most common one.
The boring weekend is the happy weekend. We need to reclaim that word. Boring is not bad. Boring is peaceful.
I want to practice the pronunciation of step 1 again. The intonation is really important.
You mentioned the exhale earlier.
Yes, when you say I just took it easy, you cannot sound tense.
If I say it quickly and with a high pitch, I just took it easy. It sounds like I am hiding something. It sounds like I killed someone.
Exactly. It sounds suspicious. You need to drop your shoulders, let the air out of your lungs.
I just took it easy.
Perfect. Do you hear that drop in the voice at the end? Easy. Down.
I just stayed in.
I just caught up on sleep.
It sounds so relaxed. It makes the listener feel relaxed just hearing it.
English is not just about the words you choose. It is about the music of the sentence. If the music is relaxed, the meaning is relaxed.
If the music is tense, the meaning is I am guilty.
So when you practice this at home, do not just read the words. Act it out. Sit in your chair, lean back, breathe out, and say, I just chilled out.
I just chilled out.
It was exactly what I needed.
It was exactly what I needed.
You sound like you just had a spa day.
I feel like I had a spa day just saying it.
One thing we haven't mentioned is the pivot.
What is the pivot?
Well, you answer the question, but you can't just stop there. You have to throw the ball back.
Ah, the return serve. Yes, this is crucial. If you answer and then stay silent, the conversation dies.
So after you say, it was exactly what I needed, what comes next?
The magic 3 words. How about you?
Or did you get up to anything?
How about you is the easiest and safest.
So the full interaction looks like this.
Question. How was your weekend?
Answer, I just took it easy. Finally caught up on laundry. It was nice to reset. How about you?
And boom, now the pressure is off you. Now it is my turn to talk.
And usually, the other person is dying to talk about their weekend.
People love talking about themselves. By giving a short, relatable answer and then pivoting, you are being a great conversationalist.
You are keeping the game of tennis going.
And notice that because your answer was short, the tiny detail, you left plenty of time for them.
If you tell a 20-minute story about your trip to the grocery store, they will be bored.
I just stayed in is polite because it is brief.
Can we talk about binge watching for a second?
Yes, a very modern vocabulary word.
We said caught up on a show, but binge watch is also very common.
To binge means to consume a lot of something very quickly. Binge eating, binge drinking.
Those are usually negative.
But binge watching has become a socially acceptable hobby. It means watching many episodes of a TV series in one sitting.
I binge watched the whole season of The Crown.
Is that something we can admit to a colleague?
Totally. In 2024? Absolutely. I just stayed in and binged watched The Crown.
It implies you were hooked. It implies the show is good.
And again, it invites the question, wow, was it that good?
So don't be afraid of the word binge in this context. It is very natural. I want to review the verbs we used today, just to make sure they stick.
We had stayed in,
Which means staying at home. I stayed home is fine, but I stayed in sounds a bit more cozy.
we had took it easy,
Which means relaxing, not doing much work or strenuous activity.
we had chilled out or just chilled.
Very casual. Maybe better for friends than for a strict boss, but usually fine in casual offices.
We had potted around
For the British English fans, doing small, unimportant tasks.
and caught up on.
Doing things you are behind on.
And finally, recharged.
Like a battery. You are empty, now you are full.
These are not difficult words. You probably know all of them.
But the trick is having them ready in your mouth when the panic strikes.
That is why the just trigger is so useful. If you remember nothing else, remember just.
If you start the sentence with I just, your brain will naturally find a simple verb. I just slept. I just ate.
It stops you from trying to build a complex sentence structure. You know, Lily, I feel better about my own weekend now.
Why? What did you do?
I literally lay on the rug and listened to a podcast for 2 hours.
That sounds amazing.
It was, but before we recorded this, I was going to tell the listeners I went to the gym.
See? Even native speakers feel the pressure to lie.
But now, I am going to own it. I just lay on the rug. It was exactly what I needed.
And I believe you. And I like you more for admitting it.
That is the power of vulnerability, even tiny vulnerability, like admitting you were lazy.
So here is your challenge for this week.
Monday is coming, or maybe it is already Monday.
Someone is going to ask you, how was your weekend?
Do not say it was good.
Do not invent a story about hiking.
Use the formula.
Step 1, qualifier. I just
Step 2, tiny detail.
watched X, ate Y, slept.
Step 3, restoration frame.
It was exactly what I needed.
And then ask them, how about you?
If you do this, you will feel the difference immediately. The conversation will not die. It will feel warm and easy.
And you will realize that your boring life is actually perfectly interesting in English.
In the comments below, I want you to practice right now. Tell us the truth about your last weekend.
Use the formula. I just blank, and it was blank. We will be reading them and giving you feedback. I can't wait to see how many people just slept.
It is going to be a lot, and that is okay.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Good luck with your small talk, and we will see you in the next episode.